Alright, I am currently baking a potato, so this might be cut short, but I'm going to do my best. The next quest is called the Feat of Proof, given to us by Alphino, level 93. We are currently in Urkel Pacha, at Warlar's Echo, the Troll, the Fortress, Stronghold, whatever. Here we go. As we've just been informed, the Feat of Proof requires us to seek the High Luminary Gerfurler somewhere upon these mountains. However, if earlier feats are any indication, we must assume the challenge precludes the Yokoi from answering our questions in a straightforward manner. Thus, I would ask you to pay close attention while attempting to divine Gerfurler's whereabouts. Though the giants may not give us a precise location, there may be clues hidden within their words. Such is my theory, anyway. Let's see what we can discover. And off we go. Closest one is directly to the south. Troll or giant? Are they call them giants? I couldn't. Whatever. Yorgerwer. The High Luminary? No, I've not seen him today. Now let me ask you a question. That Ixabral who came out of the temple earlier, was that really the third promise? She seems rather unimposing. How is she meant to succeed the mighty Gulul Jaja? I don't really see much of a hint or anything in there. We head east, southeast, jumping some little walls. We see Kryle and Alphino talking to other troll, giant, whatever they are. We have Zerfurler using a mallet and a chisel to etch something into this pillar. Asking after the High Luminary as well, are you? I know not where to find him, but I do hope you have the opportunity to speak together. He is a great man with a deep reverence for our traditions. These glyphs we carve, for one, he affords them as much value as any treasure we possess. They are records of our lives lived. Your arrival, too, I will etch into the stone, that the story of our meeting may endure for untold turnings of the sun. If you are curious about our ways, then I bid you visit Proof, to the northwest of here. It is one of our grave sites. Okay, so maybe northwest to Proof is a hint we've just been given. Or to pay close attention to the glyphs and such that are inscribed in their stone pillars and walls and to the northeast, I think. We got Zerborlor. A Tuliolan? No, you are from farther away than that, I think. As for the High Luminary, I can only guess where he might be. He is warder of the Sky Ruin, but also keeper of the sepulchres, and his duties often take him outside the village. I don't know, I've heard the word sepulcher before. I don't know what this means for our current search. You see Luglamat talking to a troll. Alice is kind of perusing this wall with its etchings. Hieroglyphs. I don't know what to call them. I'm just gonna call them etchings for now. We head kind of back toward where we started, and I'm assuming everybody's gonna meet us here in a second. So we wait at our destination. Cutscene. We'll see if it's voice acted. Please, pretty please, please. Probably not. Yeah. First things first, was anyone able to coax forth a definite location for the High Luminary? Everyone's silent. He nods. As expected. What then of clues or other hints that might point us in the right direction? I heard that in addition to his usual duties, Gerfurler is also charged with keeping the graves. As did I. The Yokoi's sepulchres appear to hold a special significance in their culture. This is Kryle. But would it be appropriate for us outsiders to enter into the burial grounds? I relay something to him. Proof, you say, and he encouraged you to visit this place yourself. Then let's go and take a look. Even if we don't find Gerfurler there, it will give us a chance to learn more about the Yokoi. Nods. Kryle says, the gravesite is somewhere northwest of here. Well, we can leave from that side of the village for a start, shall we? And indeed, we do that. Mount up and head north, northeast. Mostly north, with a tinge of east. We see Kryle along this road. I think it's a switchback in the hill, but we'll find out in a second. The others have gone on ahead to Proof, following the trail west. There are sharp drops everywhere, so we're all moving at our own pace. Some of us are not built for craggy terrain. I thought to get my bearings from up here first so I don't stumble off a cliff. Why don't you try catching up to Aaronville? He should be able to point you in the right direction. It could just be a downward sloping trail. Yeah, it's not much of a switchback. It ain't a switchback really at all. We're gonna drop off of it though. No. Yeah. There's this like crocodile-headed, woolly beast called a Tuladile. So yeah, a crocodile. But like what it's matched with, like maybe a part wolf, part lizard. No, it's like a crocodile, but with like fur, long fur. We got some treants. We have this crater that we actually might be stopping at for a purpose. But like it almost looks like there's lava or fire, just continuing fire on the ground here in this crater. The crater isn't deep, but it's wide, you know, it's good 50 yards or more wide. There seems to be some rocks as if like a fallen meteor. We have Aaronville looking over it. Take a look at this crater. There is no wood, no trees, not even dried grass, and yet the ground still burns. This must be one of the scars left by Valigarmanda's rampage, as told by the saga. The Sky Ruin's fires are described as eternal, flames that can be quenched by neither storm nor time, and here I thought it a literary embellishment. Ah, but now I've lost sight of Huklamat. Proof is northwest along the main road, so hopefully she's still heading the right way. We pass by Elfino, who's just standing there with not. Could have talked to him to see what he says, but it wasn't part of the quest, and this time I just chose not to. For time's sake, for my potato. Yeah, we continue heading northwest. There is a unpaved road, more of a path. Very, very, very much traveled. Still kind of arid. The grass isn't lush green, but there is grass practically everywhere. A more muted green, as it might be. We do see an ether current along a cliff here. We'll have to backtrack afterward, but it's worth it just to get the ones out of the way that you see, even if you're not actually going to be ever really focusing on completing all of them, because you don't necessarily care about having flying in these zones. We'll see. You know, you never know if there's going to be a reason to have flying, but we have a Gravekeeper here with Huklamat talking to them, and a cutscene happens. Hey, Huklamat wins again. The Scions join me with Aaronville. Looks like everyone is here now, so... Greetings, friend. Are you Gerferler? Oh, she hasn't even asked. No, I am not. The High Luminary did, however, task me with providing a lesson on sepulchres to those who came in search of him. Oh, so we were meant to find our way here after all. Are you to tell us who is buried here? No one is buried here in the sense you mean. When a body has served its purpose, we consign it to the flames, then scatter its ashes across the peaks. It's not uncommon. I don't know why my face went weird. Moreover, we do not conceive of death as others do. For us, a person does not die when their heart ceases to beat, but only when they are no longer born in the hearts of all who knew them. This is why we build our sepulchres before age or mishap claims us, that we might etch ourselves into the living chronicle for all eternity. There's a little bit of flowers on this sepulchre gravestone. This grave belongs to a good friend. His mortal vessel ended its journey some years ago, but he lives within me, even now. Up there stands my own sepulchre. A sepulchre? I don't know. As long as it exists, so too will I. I will endure in the hearts of those who read my grave glyphs in the same manner my friend does in mine. Has it always been thus for your people, this conception of existence and death? Asks Krile. His eyes are really wide as he thinks about it, but they might always be that wide, I'm not sure. Continue along this path to the indelible passage. Behold the history upon its walls, and you may find the answers to your questions. Then that's what we'll do. Your traditions are fascinating, and I'd love to know more. She turned to me when she said that, but like she meant it for the troll. I thank you for allowing me to share them, for in doing so will I remain in your heart also. She nods, smiles. And we go. We go, we go. Please pardon me for this brief interruption. I'm currently on Amazon watching Jenny Slate's stand-up. I don't remember from how long ago. I think it was this year. And I love Jenny Slate. I think that she's hilarious in all of the roles I've seen her in. I enjoy her. Well, I at least enjoy the role she's casted for, and then I think she performs them well. There were comedians that I listen to frequently that have talked about her having her own stand-up. Here's another thing I'll say, and I'm very sad to say this because I like him as an actor. I think he's funny. I really, really loved Community. Freaking amazing show. But Joel McHale, I tried... Okay, actually, there's a bunch of things here. I tried to watch his stand-up several months ago. I think it's his first stand-up. I just gotta say, I don't think that's what he's built for. And that's okay. Like, we all have our own opinions. I love him as an actor. I am currently watching Animal Control. I think it's called Animal Control. Yeah. And it's a great show. I like it. I like him. I like the other actors in it. I think it's great. And again, Community, amazing. Love it. I think he was great in it. Pardon me. But I just don't think stand-up is his thing. So, I didn't watch all of it. I didn't make it that far. I probably made it a few minutes. But the thing is, though, I also enjoy Bert Kreischer, for the most part, on podcasts. I don't really listen to I don't really listen to Two Bears, except for occasionally they have guest hosts that I like, so I will listen to those episodes. But I don't really listen to any episodes that are just him and Tom. And I haven't really ever, I think, watched a Bert Kreischer comedy special until yesterday. I tried to watch his most recent one, and I gave up on it, just like I did with Joel McHale. His brand of stand-up comedy isn't. It might not be for me, and that's also fine. So, like, what I'm trying to say is, Joel McHale could be a good stand-up comedian. People might enjoy his stand-up. I enjoy him much more as an actor, a comedic actor. I don't know if he has a podcast. I haven't listened to it if he does. But That is to say, like, again, Bert Kreischer, I love him in some of the podcasts I've listened to him on. I don't particularly pay attention to him in his specific podcasts. I don't watch the one where he cooks or listen to the one where he cooks. Apparently he has 3 of them. Two Bears is the one that I know about. The one where he cooks, I've seen clips of it, and occasionally they're funny. But that all said, like, Jenny Slate's, it's fucking weird. Her topics and the amount of detail she goes into those topics is very weird. But I'm laughing. I am laughing frequently enough that I could say it is a pretty good special, in my opinion. And again, I was kind of giving you the other stand-ups that aren't really stand-ups. Oh, well, sorry. Joe McHale isn't really a stand-up, but Bert is. I've much more enjoyed Jenny's stand-up special than I did Bert's or Joel McHale. But my opinion doesn't mean anything. We have some big buff minotaurs with clubs along this pathway. We have some I can't say man-made, right? Because that's, but a man could be like a minotaur man, or this person-made. We have some person-made stone pillars here to either side of this entryway. That's an archway of stone, a rectangular archway, into a passage, a tunnel underneath, where a stoic chronicler troll giant guy is talking to Wuklamat and my entourage. We have a cutscene. Hello, a fellow we met at Proof suggested that we come here. Yes, the High Luminary commanded that I watch for your arrival. As the chroniclers of our people, it has ever been my family's duty to pass on the teachings of the murals from generation to generation. We do see some murals on the wall, kind of like colorful Aztec style, kind of hieroglyphs, paintings almost. Alistair's looking around, admiring them. They really are magnificent, and together they tell the tale of your people's history. They are the events which shaped us. I would share them with you ere you continue on your way. Please, we would love to hear all about it. I have 9 minutes. Then I will begin. The first mural depicts a time more than 1100 years ago, an age of great prosperity for the Yokoi. Blessed with the size and strength unmatched by other peoples, our ancestors marched forth and brought much of the Yoktural under their dominion. Then, when all before them had been conquered, they turned their gaze northwards, seeking to expand their territory and power. Here we see that we've switched to another mural. Here we see the expedition to Zak, and that's X-A-K, Zokteral. Unable to cross the strait by ship, our forefathers set to building a bridge to the northern lands, a grand labor which consumed the greater part of a century. Zorgor the Boundless, we still make use of that bridge in Torialal for travel. I can't imagine the patience and dedication it took to complete a work of that scale. Says Wook. But I've never heard of any Yokoi living in Zokteral. What happened to the ones who went north? Look upon this next mural and behold the answer. We got some scary eyes in the sky. I don't know. The scene suggests that many giants perished all at once. What manner of enemy could have repelled their invasion? A foe unnamed and unseen. When the expedition pushed forth into Zokteral those 1,000 years ago, its soldiers were felled by disease. Some terrible illness? No virulent plague or newly arisen blight. For the local Tonawata and Shetona, it was but a mild affliction of the sort that comes with the turning of seasons. What manifested for them as slight fevers and coughs, however, proved deadly to our people. Out of every 10 Yakoi who joined that northern campaign, 9 succumbed to the infection. Those who survived continued to suffer, finding it difficult to sire offspring. I've heard of this before. Lacking an inherited resistance, visitors to distant lands can fall deathly ill to diseases a local might shrug off. These events might also have given rise to the practice of cremation, rather than the burial of mortal remains, says Alphino. After Aaronville, said his priest. This final mural depicts the return of our grieving brethren to Urkopacha. The reason they first left, why they had fought so long and pushed so far, was to ensure peace for our homeland. This undertaking began in ancient times when our forebears learned they shared the continent with peoples unalike to us in appearance or custom. They feared invasion was inevitable. Rather than meekly await their fate, they decided to strike the first blow. Yet as they fought on and on, the old idea of peace drifted further and further away. Only after the disaster in Zoktaral and their withdrawal to the mountains did they come to understand. The peace we envisioned had been ours for the taking all along. It was here, in the place which birthed us, here in the stones upon which we recorded our days, here in this tranquil life we had traded for conquest and conflict. When you do nothing but fight, it can blind you to what's right before your eyes. And so we return to the present. I trust you found this brief history of our people enlightening. I'm always glad to hear more about my fellow Turali, how you've lived until now and how you wish to live from now on. Then I believe you are ready to proceed. The High Luminary bids you meet him upon the summit of Warkor Zormor. I had a feeling we'd end up scaling that big old mountain. Well, it's a feat worthy of the name. Follow the trail south of here to begin your ascent, but be wary. Beyond the entryway, the mountainside is home to ferocious beasts, both mundane and otherwise. Well, keep that in mind. Thank you for the warning and the lesson. Finally, we know where we're going, to the top of Warkor Zormor. Nods all around, and we go. Cutscene over. We head back out of this cave tunnel thingy to the east. We turn southeast past an injured Yokoi who we do not assist with whatever quest they're asking of us. That is one way to possibly... I mean, I don't do that, but I certainly could. I could gain experience points by doing all the quests that I just don't do. Here's Alice. Well, I could also leave them for the next class that I would like to level up, you know? This thin mountain air is going to be the death of me. What? How long have you been standing there? I was just taking in the scenery is all. Come on, we don't want to fall too far behind Alphino and the others, says Alice. Okay, we're reaching the end of this quest. We have a turn in ahead. We got some floating eyes called flints. They're kind of like Geodude, but with less beefy arms. They're very spindly arms, but they do float like Geodude, have a menacing face like Geodude. And we come across another temple or building of stone built into a hill with 6 pillars, 3 on either side, leading up to it, and stairs, 2 sets of stairs. And we'll talk to Wuklamot to finish the quest. You remember how the chronicler was saying that the more they fought, the further away they moved from their idea of peace? It occurs to me that if Zoral Ja is attempting the feat of proof, then he will have heard that same lesson. I can only hope that it's made him reconsider his own stance on educating people through war. The feat of proof is complete. This video is complete. I gotta finish my dinner to do the next one. See you next time.